When Lewis Hamilton crossed the finish line in Barcelona, there was no celebration, no cheers, no gratitude over the radio. Just silence, followed by frustration, because Hamilton knew something wasn't right. The SF-25 felt slow, unresponsive, as if the power had vanished just when he needed it most. Now, thanks to newly revealed telemetry and shocking admissions from Fred Vasseur himself, we finally know the truth. Ferrari's engine department has a serious problem on its hands, and it may have cost Hamilton his best chance yet for a breakthrough with the Italian team. But what exactly went wrong in Spain? Why did Hamilton's performance collapse after the safety car? And more importantly, what has Ferrari done about it? Because according to Vasseur, a huge change is coming, one that could transform Hamilton's entire season, even if most fans never see it coming. This wasn't just a disappointing Sunday for Lewis Hamilton. It was a coded message from within Ferrari. Even before the checkered flag waved in Barcelona, team boss Fred Vasseur had already revealed something massive during the post-race debrief. When asked about the team's sudden loss of pace, Vasseur didn't dodge the question. He didn't blame the tires. He didn't talk about strategy. He said this: there was a problem with the car in the final stint on both cars. But here's where things get explosive, because he didn't stop there. He added that the issue wasn't oil-related, suggesting instead something internal. Then came the real bombshell. Vasseur admitted Ferrari is introducing new updates to the SF-25, but not all of them will be visible. What does that mean? It means Ferrari is now working in the shadows, reprogramming the heart of the car, far from the eyes of fans and cameras. And this leads us to the central revelation, the real story behind Ferrari's sudden shift in engineering philosophy. The team isn't just adding updates, they are rewriting the SF-25's internal architecture. Engineers in Maranello have begun implementing deep system-level changes to the power unit. This includes software recalibrations, redesigned energy, deployment algorithms, and revised recovery logic. These are not cosmetic tweaks. This isn't about a new wing or a diffuser adjustment. These changes are structural, buried deep inside the car's electronic brain, visible only through telemetry. Let's break this down. What Ferrari is doing now is changing how the hybrid system delivers power under stress. Specifically, they're optimizing how the MGU-K and MGU-H store, release and balance electric energy throughout a lap. This is crucial during moments of high degradation, like safety car restarts or late race battles, when split-second energy deployment decisions can make or break performance. If the car releases power at the wrong time or holds back out of caution, the result is exactly what we saw in Spain, Hamilton vanishing into the midfield while rivals pulled away. But it goes even deeper than lines of code. Ferrari also believes they're tweaking thermal management protocols within the ERS, energy recovery system. This allows the power unit to operate hotter without triggering performance-limiting safety mechanisms. Combined with new power mapping profiles, this could change how Hamilton uses the throttle mid-corner, how fast he can deploy power exiting slow turns, and how reliably the car delivers energy under pressure. In simpler terms, Ferrari isn't just giving Hamilton more power, they're trying to give him power he can trust. The kind that doesn't disappear when tire wear kicks in or ambient temperatures rise. They're building a system that listens to the driver's inputs and responds with absolute precision, tailored specifically to how Hamilton drives, not how Leclerc drives, not how the simulator says the car should behave, but how Hamilton feels it should behave. Because this is no longer about catching Red Bull. This is about protecting a $50 million investment. About ensuring the most successful driver in Formula One history doesn't lose faith in the very team that promised him one last shot at glory. These changes, invisible to fans, hidden from cameras, could silently decide the outcome of the entire season. Because if Hamilton regains confidence in this engine, in this car, in this team, the fight isn't over. It's just beginning. But this isn't just a technical development. It's a psychological war. And Hamilton is at the center of it. When a driver like Lewis begins to doubt the machinery underneath him, you don't just risk performance. You risk trust. You risk losing the one thing that brought him here in the first place, belief. belief that Ferrari was ready to build around him, belief that they didn't just hire a superstar to decorate the garage, but a leader to guide. A revolution. And now, for the first time since this bold partnership began, we're seeing signs that Ferrari is truly listening. These silent, invisible, but powerful internal updates are the first real evidence that Ferrari is reshaping its development path around Hamilton's needs, his feedback, his driving DNA. Make no mistake, these recalibrations aren't just about performance. They're about timing. Hamilton's issues haven't come at the start of stints. They come at the end, when tires degrade, when temperatures rise, when every component is pushed to the limit. That's exactly where the power unit has failed him, and that's exactly what these updates aim to fix. It's no coincidence Vasseur said some updates wouldn't be visible. He's talking about recalibrated energy recovery thresholds, predictive deployment logic, a refined engine braking profile. All of this directly influences how the SF25 responds when Hamilton is pushing past the limit. This isn't about making the car faster on paper, it's about making it faster when it matters most. And here's the key point. If these updates work, Ferrari may have finally found a way to stabilize the power unit and unlock Hamilton's confidence. The dynamics within Maranello will shift overnight. The SF25 becomes a different car. Engineers, stop fighting fires and start building momentum. And Hamilton? He goes from frustrated outsider to genuine contender. Because ultimately this entire saga, from Jeddah to Barcelona, hasn't been about podiums or press releases. It's been about control. Hamilton is fighting for control over his future. Ferrari is fighting to regain control over its story. And the outcome of that battle won't be decided by one race or one radio message, but by what happens deep inside the car. In those invisible systems, those recalibrated codes, in that one late race moment when the engine finally holds together instead of giving up. That's when the real season begins. Now the stage is set. Ferrari has quietly fired the first shot in what may be the most critical phase of their 2025 campaign, not with flashy aero upgrades or bold new wings, but with something much more radical, a complete redefinition of how the power unit behaves under pressure. A series of updates buried deep inside the brain of the SF25, designed not just to protect reliability, but to empower Lewis Hamilton when it matters most. They brought Hamilton to Maranello for brilliance, for Sunday miracles, for leadership, forged in fire. And for the first time, the team is starting to act like they get it. They're not just managing a car, they're managing a legacy. They're managing expectation, they're managing Lewis Hamilton. Because when you have a driver of this caliber in your cockpit, you don't settle for survival. You chase greatness. But here's the twist. This story is still wide open. These updates might unlock a more consistent, more powerful SF25, or they might fall short, exposing deeper flaws in Ferrari's 2025 design. One thing's for sure, the pressure has never been higher. The clock is ticking. Austria, Silverstone, Spa. These races will reveal whether these invisible fixes are enough to turn Hamilton from a frustrated figure into a roaring threat. Until then, we're watching a project in motion, a team in transition, a legend trying to write his final chapter in red, and a machine that, piece by piece, might just be waking up to meet him,